I started bartending when I was still attending the University of Iowa, and after I graduated, I needed to save up money so that I can go travel and teach abroad. So that's why I continue to bartend today. I'm a big fan of yoga, personal fitness. I like to go to the rec and play basketball, work out often. Other than that, I draw a lot. I like all forms of art, but I mostly just draw and take photographs. And I'm not a fan of TV. Movies I'm big into. It's just TV in general. I tend to stay clear of, like being outside when I can. So I have a lot of free time during the day. This class that I'm taking, been for a few months, and now there's an online segment, so I'm keeping my busy a little bit with the class, but I really enjoy physical fitness, so I focus a lot of time on, I hang out with my girlfriend. It gives me the opportunity to feel social and be in a social environment without, while still making money instead of spending it on the weekends. It's good money for the hours you put into. Just recently, our door guys came to me with a problem because there was a guy outside pounding on a Coors Light truck that was parked, that was blocking his car. His car was parked by the curb, and the Coors Light truck came to drop off like some kegs. And this guy was being completely irrational. The bouncers told me they saw him pushing his wife outside, so they asked me to go talk to him and see. And as rational as I was trying to be, he just kept screaming, yelling at me to move a truck, which I had no business moving, and I couldn't move at the time. And because he was out of the constraints of the building, there's nothing physically I could do. So there's no point in getting a yelling match at a guy for doing something that's completely out of my control. So you just bite the bullet and walk away on that one. No, it's not an ideal situation for a college graduate. They would rather see me applying my degree directly. There's some things that I want to do with my life that I need to, accrue some money for. So this is the best opportunity I have at the time. I will not be a bartender most likely. I got certified to be a teacher through Oxford Seminars. They offer a program to teach English as a foreign language, and I'm going to be either put in a school or put in a sports camp or a day camp to teach local people English as their second language. No, I plan on hopefully getting a contract for next March is when the area I want to go to in South America. That's when they do most of their hiring now for contracts starting in March. So I wouldn't be here for much of February and beyond.
Okay, I should start with my name. Makutsi Rakundo. So I was born in Swaziland. It's a small country inside South Africa. I came here when I was 10, Cairo City. I just went to West High here, went to the regular, grown up American style thing. Well, it was just pretty much opportunity based, just because I knew the cards, this was already something established, and then real estate in Iowa City is so expensive that getting a storefront open without getting a huge loan would be pretty tough. So it just made sense to me at the time, I have 3 sisters. I'm really close with them all. They're still in Iowa City. One's moving back to South Africa after Christmas. My dad's still back in Swaziland. My mom's here. And they're super supportive of this too. Well, like there's so many, like, I don't know, like one time this girl was drunk and like there was a line and she kept on asking for chicken, and I kept on telling her, like, you know, you gotta wait. So I'm like putting the chicken down, and the chicken's frozen, you know. So one of the pieces falls off the side, and she, like, her eyes get huge, and she just picks it up and runs. And then, like, halfway down the way, like, she, you know, realizes it's frozen, and she just, like, starts dry heaving, you know. Obviously, like, I'm not trying to make this my career, so, like, I'm not anywhere financially set to, like, be an adult, like, having, you know, kids or anything, but as of right now, it's just kind
of I was hired in April of 2001, which almost 12 years ago now. I grew up, my father was a Cedar Rapids police officer, and then retired with the state. My oldest brother is a deputy down in Washington County. My mother's a teacher, so I never really knew anything other than teaching or law enforcement. Went to school down in Missouri for my bachelor's degree in St. Joe, Missouri at Missouri Western State University. Then got my master's from St. Ambrose University in the Quad City. My bachelor's was in criminal justice, and my master's I really delved or got away from the ordinary. It was in justice administration, basically the same thing. So. Really, we have minimum requirements, and they're statewide. Basically, you have to be 18, and these are minimum. You have to be 18 and then have a high school diploma. With that in mind, when we hire officers, we really hire, just like any other business would, we pair them against each other. You know, if it's you against the next person has a bachelor's degree, and you're basically even on every other scale, then the person gets hired with a bachelor's degree. So. To be hired, it really wasn't an issue. I left school early, about a month early. I went to the academy, came back and got my diploma on a weekend and was hired. But you know, basically everybody in Iowa City, as far as the officers are concerned, either have a 2-year or 4-year degree now. I think I'm one of 3 that has a master's degree in our department. No, I don't. You know, there's always budget cuts within government, municipal or state or even county or even federal for that matter. And really that's only a concern. The loss of positions, the loss of jobs is really only a concern within a municipality or an agency when you're new. So for instance, if we hire 6 officers and we cut, you know, a year later, 6 officers who were the first to be cut, those last hired, being here for almost 12 years now, I probably have 30 or 40 people underneath me, and that's not really a concern. We're pretty secure, and even financially, I don't think it's really a concern. You know, we're one of the highest paid agencies in the state as far. I probably did 3 years of overnight shift downtown when I first started, when I thought that stuff was fun. Exciting, you know, always being around people. There was constantly things going on, and you saw new and different things every single night, even though it's, you know, same people every single night. They were doing crazy new things every night. So. Yep. Everybody goes through a pretty rigorous background check, including polygraphs, you know, lie detectors, things like that. There are serious offenses that you can't have in your background. So, for instance, you know, I think there's been people that have been hired, and larger cities are way more lenient. We have a guy who recently went to Portland, just left here from Portland. Matt Hansen was his name. And during field training, his field training officer told him, just don't get your first OWI until you're off probation. And he's like, my first OWI. He's like, yeah, you don't want to do that because they'll put you at a desk until your license is not suspended anymore. And so just don't get your first OWI until you're off probation. He's like, are you kidding me? You know, he was surprised that the large department would do that or say that. Yeah, actually, I just built my second house, which is kind of a hobby for me. I general contracted my own house for the second time, and I'm done with that now. So I guess my hobby's gone away. So maybe I'll do another one, another spec home to sell. I like to, and I'm currently in the process of getting my pilot's license, which is kind of cool. My wife hasn't let me do it recently because I've been building the house, but hopefully I'll get back into that as well. The reality is this is just a job, just like anything else. And you go home and you take off. You know, when I leave that door, I try to forget what I'm leaving here. Or I try to leave everything here and go home with an empty mind and come back the next day. So.
Mark Ludy. I was looking for weird jobs that fit around my class schedule. Oh yeah, my roommate got fired from Yellow Cab, and he gave me the number of the head Roger at Yellow Cab, and I ended up working for them for 6 months, and now I'm here for 4 days. I'm only child, my dad's dead. I'm close with my dad's side of the family. I don't know, pretty idyllic. I'm okay with that. Now I'm in grad school for nonfiction writing. I'm doing a thesis on the history of the devil in various cultural contexts. Oh God, everyone. A lot of students, obviously. A lot of people moving here from other places. A lot of black people coming from Chicago. And a lot of Chinese kids. Depends. If I can keep them in the cab, I will. If not, I'll sit outside and honk. About half an hour of that, someone's gonna fucking pay me. Yeah. Guy will be coked up or on something, and they'll just be really aggressive. The story was, it was like a $4 fare. The guy gave the driver a $5. The driver gave him back $1, said, here's your change. The guy's like, where's my $1? And that turned into a huge fight. And in the end, he was really physical with the driver, and the driver hit him, and he had to go to the hospital. Oasis is good. I like the Vietnamese place down on Highway 6. They're good to me. Taco John's when I'm in Coralville. Occasionally I'll call ahead and get something decent lunch special from one of the good restaurants. One of the ones where you usually have to go and sit down. I know a lot about 20th century popular art in general. I have an art history minor, and that's where I could make money. A lot of dang writers say, yeah, I can do that, I know all about that. I'm an expert, and then you go and do research for really, really hard for 2 days. Then you come back and fake it.